What's up? It's Harvey Harrington with Dream Chasers. We're back with another segment. Today we're talking about how Shaquille O'Neal spent $1 million in one day.
New Chanel, Mama and Gucci, got out the hoop, yeah. Been through hell, carry the life is a movie, yeah. We prevail, now we do the coupies, don't do the groupies, yeah. Got money for bail, don't act like you knew me, knock off your koofy, yeah. Flooded the road with Ethan, Hellcat Katrina the Beamer, blowing the money like Freeman. I got a flex in the sleepers, they tryna do me like Caesar. You gotta watch for the creepers, I got the eye to see you.
Right before you get drafted, you get $1 million for an endorsement deal.
And I spend it in one day.
How'd you do it?
Well, when you're young, you don't have a lot of business savvy. There's two words you forget about: FICA and sales tax. So I thought I was getting $1 million straight up, but you forget about those things. So really I got about maybe like 600,000. So I go buy a $150,000 car. No negotiations. I don't know nothing about negotiations. Guy could have told me 200,000, I would have bought it. So I go and I get a black Mercedes, because that's what I always wanted. Black Mercedes and some nice wheels. Guy was like 150. Write the check. And I come home, my father's like, "That's nice, where's mine?" I was like, "You know what? You made me who I am, jump in." So we ride, told the guy, I want another one, same one I got. So there go 300,000 right there. So we get home and my mom was like, "Oh, that's nice. I don't want one that big, I want a little one." Because I know I got more money coming in. So I'm just like, I just want to take care of this stuff now. So I go get my mom one. There's 500,000 right there. So now I got to get suits for the draft. I got to get jewelry. I got to get earrings. I got to buy the Alpine pull-out deck. So when I go to the club, I got it with me. I got to get the alarm that calls the beeper and the phone. So a couple of days later, I got a call from the bank, who was a family friend, the manager of the bank, and he called me and he said, "You know how to read bank statements?" I was like, "Yeah, I learned it in school." So as I was reading it, I was 80,000 in the hole, and I was looking, and I was real embarrassed. And he was like, "I know you got more money coming in. I'm gonna just put this to the side for you." Then he touched my hand and he said, "Son, I watched you play here in high school. You're bright. You're a smart young man. I don't want you to be like all these other athletes." I always hear that term all my life. "I don't want you to be like all these other athletes." So I said, "You know what? I got to get a financial advisor." So I met with a whole bunch of guys, and a lot of guys were coming in, and I can remember old timers saying, "If it's too good to be true, don't do it." So a lot of guys came in, they say you're gonna get 40 million on your first contract. You give me the 40 million, I can turn it into 200 million by the time you're 23. I was like, I don't like this guy. Another guy say the same thing. And then I met one little small, beautiful Jewish man who says, "I'm in the savings bonds. We're gonna put your money and, we're gonna start a subchapter S corporation from your family. So, all the stuff that you're doing, you can write it off." I was like, "You know what? Shalom, Baruch Hashem. I'm going with you, sir." And his name was Lester Nespon. I've been with him, and, he's like a father to me. Like every now and then, I'll get cute. Like one time, me and Tyson was in the Rolls Royce dealership, and Tyson bought 3, and I wasn't gonna buy 3, but I wasn't gonna let him outdo me, so I bought 2. 600,000 going down the drain. Hey, I had it, but Lester called me like, "Hey, gotta stop this." So he's been good to me. It was a right choice to make.
Did you really, speaking of excess, which, I think when you were younger and playing in the NBA, you had probably a little more fun with that stuff. Did you really once have a fish tank in your Mercedes speakers?
Yes, I did.
Have your bodyguard replaced with the fish that died daily?
I did. Because, we always used to have competitions on the team where you could have the best car, best looking car, loudest car. So I was like, let me get a clear box with some fish in it. So we leave the house at 10:30. We buy 2 goldfish. We put them in there. We jamming all the way to practice. By the time we get to practice, the fish are in the bowl again. It didn't work. It didn't work as I would have liked it to.
All right. Hey, when you break down this clip, first of all, we love Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of people we love, period. But just how Shaquille O'Neal was. I mean, throughout his career, he is the most charismatic guy in the NBA. I mean, you can't replace him. Anything he did, he sold. First off, let me give homage to Shaquille O'Neal. All right, without this lady, there's no Shaq. Hey, we did a podcast with her that you can listen to and check it right now. I mean, she talks about all the funny stories on when Shaq was little, some of the things, what he was like growing up, and what his family life was. So you get to hear about Shaq outside of, you know what I mean, the cameras and the bright lights. Watching this clip, he talks about, you know, before he even got his first check, it was like an endorsement check for $1 million, and how he went out and bought him a Mercedes-Benz, and then his dad said something about it, and obviously you know the story because you just heard it. But just understanding how NBA guys spend their money. And I'm just going to break this down. Now, being a brother of an ex-NBA player, Al Harrington, I mean, for years and years and years, I've seen and partied with some of the best NBA players out there. Many names, I mean, we're not going to go into that, but just understanding somewhat of what these guys' lives was really like. I mean, these guys were going out to clubs and they're spending an ungodly amount of money. These guys were buying homes and buying cars. I mean, one of the biggest things I saw was, you know, if somebody bought, I remember when the Porsche Panamera came out, and I remember Derrick Rose pulled up in Florida, and everybody was pulling, you know, everybody's coming to the gym, and they saw his Porsche, and all of a sudden it was like, you know, almost like that mentality that you're not going to outdo me. A lot of times things like cars and jewelry, I mean, it's just it's a waste of money. You know, it's just depreciating assets that you have. And I mean, I think that a lot of guys get into the NBA and they don't understand their money. They don't understand how everything works. I'm going to put a breakdown on the screen on how the NBA contract works. So if you're a player and, you know, maybe you're getting ready to go to college, or you're sought after one of the top high school recruits, you'll kind of understand how a little bit of a breakdown and more insight of how NBA contract, how it works. Many NBA players come from a background of maybe poverty, or, you know, maybe you know, single parent households, or households that does not have that much money. So they don't understand how to make money work for them. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at Steph Curry's contract. Okay, 1 year he made $34,682,550. Okay, the escrow for that year is 10%. It's $3,468,255. Federal taxes was $11,655,683. Then city and state tax was $4,105,453. And then his agent walked away with a clean $954,597. Okay, if he has a 401k, they put that into it. Another 18 grand came out of that. Okay, looking at the escrow from the prior year, because you put in NBA escrow, but then you receive some back at the end of the season, which a lot of people don't understand. He received back $605,618, and then it was a shortfall, which he got back was $177,725, which he netted from $34,682,550, and he brought home $15,263,905. A lot of guys don't understand their contract. That's why they go broke. Then we take a look at the LeBron James. He brought in $33,285,709. Escrow took $3.3 million. Then he had $11.8 million come out for federal taxes, $2.1 million for city and state taxes, and then his agent walked away with $940,000. Okay, then $18,000 came out for his 401k. NBA escrow was $1.6 million, and then at the end of the day, From that $33 million, LeBron walks away with $16.7 million. That's crazy. But a lot of people just don't understand where their money goes. They feel like, oh well, I got $33.2 million coming out this year. I can go and spend. I can do as I want. Now you have to take into account. Not only do you have these fancy cars, which are not bringing in money, is pulling money out of your pocket. You have family. You have, if you have an entourage, you have people around. That's money is coming out daily. And then you got to think about if you bought your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother a home, stuff like that. Not a lot of times are you making money from that. Only money is coming is from your NBA contract. Now, after they've made all these bills and you're on the tail end of your career, now all the money that you have spent continues to go out because nobody buys a house up front, period. All right, typically like what Shaq did, nobody buys a car cash, okay? They're going to pay regular payments, and then they're going to kind of weather the storm because they think that they have that certain amount of money. Now when it's time to retire, what happens to your money? That stack of money just goes down and down and down and down. Rightfully so. Shaquille O'Neal talks about how understood his money and how getting the proper people to intervene with him with his finances, getting a business manager to actually help him, to guide him on which direction he needs to go. Like I said, I saw this with my brother, and you got to be careful with that as well because everybody's a financial advisor. Hey, I can take care of your money. Well, a financial advisor is not going to let you make a phone call and say, hey, I want to take out $150,000 and not advise. That's not a financial advisor, and there's a lot of people out there that are doing that. So you have to be aware of that. If your goal is to make it to the NBA, you have to have a plan on what you're going to do with your money because ultimately, living the dream of playing in the NBA is great, but you're trying to further your net worth, and then you're trying to make sure that you're okay for the rest of your life and possibly the rest of your family's life. So it got to make sense on what you're doing. I want to thank you guys for watching today. Hey, go check out our YouTube page, Dream Chasers Basketball Indy. We also have something on Facebook. We have you can join our Facebook page, which is the same thing, Dream Chasers Basketball Indy. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell. Make sure that you continue to keep up with us because we're going to continue to put out amazing content on how to reach the level where you're trying to get to. If you have a kid that's pretty good in basketball and they think that he might have a shot at going to the NBA, they're going to want to watch this, period. Or if you have a kid that wants to make it to college or wants to make their varsity team, please tune into what we're putting out because like I said, you won't be disappointed. Thank you.